Hey guys, welcome to the Paintball Madhouse. I'm Madness. And guys, in this episode we're going to be working on the lower receiver of the T15 here. In the previous episodes we did the stock, including the new buffer tube adapter. But in this one we're going to work on the lower receiver. There's a lot to go over with this one, guys. We're going to be switching out the pistol grip, the trigger guard, the actual trigger, takedown pins. I'm going to be switching out the mag release button as well as the latch. Also going to be adding in an ambidextrous full auto selector switch. I'll show you guys how to do that. We're going to go over some of the internal parts, including some of the common problems that you may have with this. This is the full auto kit in here. Alright guys, let's get started. We're going to be starting off with the pistol grip. Now this is the standard one that you would get with the T15. It's also, I think most ARs will come with something looking like this. A lot of different options with this, guys. You can look up, a lot of the AR pistol grips. There's a lot of different ones. I'm going to be installing this one here. This is from Tactical Dynamics. It's a skeleton pistol grip. It's pretty cool. They even sell one where they actually wrap the front and back here with paracord. Comes in a couple different colors for an additional fee. I guess for a little extra grip, a little comfort, I guess. I do wear gloves, so something like this doesn't bother me. It is bare metal. I suppose something like this is more of that I guess that plastic or what this is made out of. But this is what we're going to be adding. There's a few other options, guys, depending on how you play. I mean, you have grips designed. If you're going to go as a sniper, they'll come with like a hand rest down here. Previously, this is actually not, this was actually the original lower that I came with my T15, and I wound up swapping it out for a pistol grip like this. This is pretty cool. This wasn't too bad. It's pretty cool. I just, wanted to get something like this. So I left this alone, and the reason why I got a new lower receiver is because when I was switching out the trigger guard, this is one from Magpul. I guess I was driving the pin a little too hard, a little too deep, and it cracked here. If you'd be able to see that. So I wound up just going with ordering a new lower receiver. Even though this held, it's not really a problem. It's got a little shake to it, but something like that just bothers me. So I wound up getting a new one. So to remove the pistol guard, you're gonna need you're gonna need a longer. Your standard Allen key set is not gonna do it, guys, because this is pretty long. So you're gonna have to get yourself a little longer Allen key set, and there is a screw right through there. And so you just remove it. Now bear in mind, guys, that whether it's a T15 or any other AR platform gun, on the pistol grip also houses the spring that holds the pin that holds the selector switch. Okay, so as you can see, there's the screw. This is the pin. Okay, and now the selector screw is free to come out. We'll get to that. Alright, so bear that in mind, guys. Any pistol grip you're going to get is going to have that little hole right there, and that's where the spring is going to go in order to hold that pin in. So be very careful when you're swapping out the pistol grip, that you don't lose that spring or the pin that holds the selector switch. Okay, so we're gonna actually set this aside, because before like I said, that holds the selector switch in there. So we'll get to that in a minute. Now the trigger guard, guys, I'm gonna be swapping that out as well. And that's basically a pin. Then you have like a pin that's actually more of a button here. So let's drive out this pin. Where am I? Okay. Just something small enough, a punch, or even the Allen key set here, guys, and just tap it out. Okay, you're going to pull that pin. You can see that this just flops down. Okay, what you're going to do is, this is actually more of a button, you're just going to depress this side in, and that should come out. Just like that. Okay, we're going to be replacing it with this trigger guard. Now this is an actual AR one, guys. This comes more with a threaded screws to hold it in place. So even though it doesn't have the same pin and button as this one, you can still put it in no problem. So basically, slide it in right where it's supposed to go, and very simple. Put the caps in. Let's make sure the hole lines up. Screw that in. Screw this one in. Okay, guys, so I want you to take notice that in this one, this pin comes pretty much flush on both sides, but this one sticks out a little bit just because it doesn't have, this side is closed. Alright, so just get it in as far as you can. Guess you don't have to over tighten it, just get it in there nice and snug. Okay, and as you can see the difference here, the one you get from T15 is actually flat. Any other trigger guard, you want it a little, with a little more curve in it, just a little more comfortable for your finger. So this is a custom one, guys. I'll post a link for this. Again, many different ones. As you can see, this one here is from Magpul. A lot of different ones. You even have pistol grips. Like there's one from Stark Industries where the pistol grip actually the trigger guard is attached to the pistol grip. It also has curves out this way, and it'll have an opening for a sling ring. And then it'll mount right to the back of the pistol grip here. So you can look that up. Again, your preference, see what it is. Just make sure you're comfortable with it. Try it out. Make sure your hand is comfortable. I always recommend wearing gloves. With any woods ball gun or mag fed gun, you want to wear gloves. So just make sure this is comfortable in your hand. Okay, guys, now we have the trigger guard installed. I'm going to move on to the takedown pins. Okay, now you may notice here that this takedown pin is extended. Okay, this is not what would come with your T15. I had already switched that out. This is one you would get with it. It's flat like this. I'll show you on my other one. It's flat, just like that, just like a pinhead. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Obviously, you see this is extended, so it's just easier to pull out. That would be one thing I would probably recommend for you to change. I'll put the upper just so you can see what I'm talking about. Put that in. Okay, when the gun comes down, guys, and that pin is in there. Okay, and you need to open to service it, or to switch, to service it. And you need to pull this pin out if you're going to keep the standard pin. Okay, you're going to kind of have to press down just to relieve some of the pressure on the pin and push the pin out. Okay, now with this flat one, there isn't much to grab. Okay, and you don't want to be sticking in there to pull it out. Best thing to do if you're going to keep that would be just pop it out a little bit, and then you're going to use something to stick through. Okay, and that'll release. All right, and once the back side is released, the front one comes out no problem. You can just push it through, grab it. There's no pressure on it, so this front one will come out no problem. All right, so that could be a bit of a pain, especially when you need to service it or open the gun. All right, so it's a lot easier to use the pull-out one, the one with the extended head on it. Okay, same thing, clamp down, get that in there. Okay, so same thing, guys, you pop down, push through, but now this time I can just grab the other pin, pull it up, release. All right, so this to me is a lot more easier. To each his own. So see what if you don't mind flat one, or you don't mind just sticking something in on the other side to pull it out, up to you. All right, but we're going to be switching this one out. I decided to go with a custom one. Okay, and I'm actually going to swap out the front one as well, and I'm going to do it with two different takedown pins. So I ordered this one from Laser laser edge, I believe. I'll post the link. This is the one I'm going to replace. And so guys, just so you know the difference, the one in the back is fully round. The one that goes toward the front of the gun is going to look like it's cut a little bit. Okay, that's because of the shape and where the mag well is. You want that to go in there. All right, so front one, back one. All right, every pin is going to come as a pair. All right, so if you're going to do what I'm doing, have a different one in the front, different one in the back, you're going to obviously need two different packs, two different styles. All right, so I'm going to put the front one back in there. Put that away. Now these guys are from Strike Industries. Strike Industries has some pretty cool stuff for ARs. Whoever does their design work is pretty good. Does an excellent job on the different styles of parts that they have for the AR. It's very nice. I mentioned before, this castle nut is from Strike Industries. So they have some other nice cool stuff. And this, guys, is their shift pins. This is a little different. They not only design nice looking things, they design them to kind of be more convenient. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. This one is designed to just slide in, and then you turn and lock it into place. And then it'll just go in and out as if it was an actual, as an actual pin. So as you can see, this one just solid on the one side, but this one is open so that you can be able to just come in and out, and you don't have to stick something in and squeeze the pin back. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so we'll leave that here. Now, in the rear, guys, there's a pin in here that holding both of these in from coming out and kind of locking them into place as well. On the rear, in order for you to remove that pin, in order for this to come out in and out, it's two ways to do it. Okay, one, you would have to release the screen and the spring in the back. Let me show you on the old one where that is in the rear. It's actually behind the plate. Right there, guys. There is a cap there. So if you remove that cap, there's a spring and there's a pin in the front, okay? Now remind you that spring is a little under pressure, so when you remove that cap, be very careful. You want to slide that pin out, the spring out. Now the pin may just stay stuck in there just because, you know, maybe a little grease or buildup, whatever it is. But there's nothing tensioning behind it, so you just need to stick a little something in there to push it back, and this will be free to come in and out. And then you can put in your slide in your new pin, and then just assemble everything back. In the front, it's a little different. This one, you're going to have to stick something in it to push it back. There is no cap. Basically, that's the pin, and then the spring is right behind it. So you're going to have to load the spring, then the pin, hold that pin back, and then slide this piece in, and I'll show you now. Now, the best thing to do that with, guys, is this is a First Strike parts kit. Definitely recommend having this. I'll get into this more later on. But you can use any one of these picks will fine. Something where you can just get in there. These are good to have also, guys, especially swapping out O-rings. They almost look like dental picks, okay? You can just, it's what actually it's meant for, is to pick out O-rings. It's a little easier, especially ones that are tight. You can get in there and scoop them out. But they'll also work for these pins. So I already mounted the adapter in the back, guys, so I'm not going to go remove it because that will cause me to remove the two back screws that hold the ASA in, and then kind of put everything back together. So I'm not going to do that. So simply what you're going to do is you're going to stick something in there very thin, try to get it between, see that, try to get it in between the pin, push the pin back, and then pull this out. As you can see, the pin shot forward because it's held in there with the cap. Now here, this is going to be the bit of a pain because now you're going to kind of get that head, get the pin back in there. It's kind of difficult to get the head tip of this pin in there. If you have a thin pair of needle nose You can help yourself by grabbing it and just kind of pushing it back a little bit, just so you can get the pin, the pick front of that pin, and slide it back, and then do the best you can to drop in, pull out the new takedown pin. Alright, let's test it out, make sure that locks in, no problem. There it is. Alright, now it's difficult in the back. The front one, it's a little easier. So you got a little more play. And like I said, you're just gonna have to stick something in there, pull that pin back, same as the rear. And then this one should come out no problem. Right there, okay? There's a spring in there, here's the spring. Okay. There's the spring, there's the pin. So the spring goes in, followed by the pin. You see there's a little bit of a gap in there. My phone rings. Alright, so here's the pin, okay? The spring that's in there, alright? So you slide the spring in. You want to get that pin just in there, okay? Just kind of hold it from springing out. Or you can also use the needle nose, guys. Just grab the pin, slide it in, hook the front, push that all the way back, and slide in your new pin. Okay, so that's it. So I'm using two different ones just for this, you know, I think it just looks better. I have the extended head in the back. You can get these laser engraved with different things, guys. Obviously I'm doing the it's off the Spartans. So I got the head there, and then I got the front one from Strike Industries. It's just a little different style than the typical round head that goes in the front. All right.